Hi, I'm Julia Andrus, and we've added a few things to our website, and I wanted to show you why. They may have been around for a while, but I've sort of made a new discovery of them. One is Prism Papers. We put Prism Papers on our site for a number of reasons. One is it's textured on one side, plain on the other, but the quality of this paper is so impressive because I like to do a lot of paper treatments, as you know, and I want a paper that's going to stand up, hold up, it's going to fold, it's going to take shape, it's going to take ink. This is a beautiful paper, and I'm going to show you a little something about the texture in just a second. Another really great thing we've added to our website is the addition of the chalk inks from ClearSnap. Now, let me tell you why we think chalk inks are so great. I love the look of painted paper, but I don't always want to get out my acrylic paints and daubers and things like that. I found chalk inks are the most beautiful opaque inks. They have probably a real chalk base, but what's so great about them is they can layer them, and they show up on dark papers, light papers. They're dreamy. And let me give you just a little example. This is a Prism paper. Notice how it's kind of lumpy and bumpy. You probably can't see that right now. Now I'm going to do a direct to paper method that's going to look like paint. And all I'm going to do is drag this ink pad. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but do you see the texture coming out on this? I just love that. I mean, it looks like an old barn door. I'm also going to use a little red. This is called the lipstick color. I kind of like red and lime green anyway. Now, if you've used any other ink and try to overstamp this, typical dye-based inks are of course transparent. The great thing about chalk inks is that they're opaque. Now this is the charcoal black, and I'm going to stamp right over the top of this and show you how beautiful and dense. If you've been using a solvent type ink, you will love these because you can actually get a beautiful deep dark image, and these are not solvent inks. And now let me tell you why I think that's so important. I have done a pretty nice battle and won the war with cancer this year, but I've decided I'm going to be very careful about the pigments I use, and from here on in I am going to try to use inks, paints that are non-solvent. You never know what could be bothering you in your environment or in your lifestyle, but I've decided I'm going to do what I can, since I am often being a designer and, you know, writing books and designing products. You're in the position all the time of being in pigments, and I love these because they're clean and they appear to me to be very non-toxic, and you get that wonderful transparent look. Now these stamps, which I kind of have a crush on too, are from our Flourish line, but look at that beautiful base for a card. Now this little piece I made here is just from, I think it's called Joy Every Day. It's a stamp set we have online. Look how cool that went together, that rough painted look. That's what you can do with chalk inks. Now let me show you how to get the most out of them on a slick surface like a domino. This is just a regular resin domino, and I'm going to work on the edges a little. Now I normally would have to use a solvent ink to do this, but we're going to use, well, my fingernails are the best tools, and I'm actually going to leave that puddle. That happens when you use this ink, and I like it a lot. Now, to be able to work on this, I'm also going to, this is from our Flourish set. Is that the greatest? Oh no, I lied. This is from the Amore set. Look, I'm going to stamp into this. And I'm going to press kind of hard because I wanted to do a little lifting as well. Look at that cool image. Now, of course that's wet. I discovered you can heat set these inks, then put a clear acrylic brush on finish, and they're permanent. So I'm going to, we're going to break away. I'm going to heat set this and finish the project. Now I've got this fairly dry, but I want to do a little more embellishing. And I'm using the moss green, and and black, and I'm just hitting this with a little bit of color and texture. Now if you'll forgive me, I'm going to go back and dry some more. Now we also have brought in some cool watch faces. We've had these before. We got a new shipment. They're very cool. We brought in these little Paris watch faces, but here's my favorite, these itty bitty little watch faces, and these are watch innards for all your timepiece projects. Okay, let's go back to our piece. Now, this is very stable, but it's not stable enough to be worn forever and ever and ever. So I've got some glossy accents here. You could use any clear acrylic medium, and if you want, you can water this down just a little bit so you don't get the streaks and blemishes, but I sort of like that because of the whole look of it. And what you want to do is seal this. Now you've got a really beautiful permanent piece, and the ink will stay. So I love what these color box chalk inks can do. Now, we brought home a really cool thing from CHA. This is an embellishing glue stick, and trust me, it is very serious about attaching metal, fabric, leather, all kinds of things, and it does a great job. This is dry to the touch in just seconds. I also like that about glossy accents. Now, I'm going to slather this up a little with embellishing glue stick. And I'm going to put this little Paris watch face on here. Not in the middle because that would be cheesy. Whoops. There we go. Now that will dry very well connected. Now something else you can do. This also attaches fabric. It attaches just about any. Whoops, that's my sticky fingers though. Look, this is a little bit of beaded trim. I'm just going to attach it to the back of this domino, and it's going to glue beautifully. Now, what a darling little pin. And how easy was that? And I don't know if Carrie can get a close-up of this, but I want you to see how beautiful the inks are. So there you have it. Get some chalk ink. It is so, and it also, by the way, will give you that opaque finish on balsa wood, on all kinds of cool things. Now, about our Prism papers. One thing we've done with this collection we've brought in, we've paired them off with the chalk inks that we think make the best coordinates. We've got, in every one of these Prism paper collections, you'll see there's, I love it because they've done the color work. There's a light, a dark, and a medium hue to each of these. We've got a light and a dark color that pair off really well with each of these, which I think is kind of cool. So enjoy, happy creating. That's why we put these things on the website. I think they're great. Thank you so much, and go create something. Bye.